What's up, everyone? I'm Tamara, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe because my channel is difficult to find. So if you lose it, you may never find it again because it has a weird name. So this is Enfj Life, where I tell you about a personal experience that I've had. And so recently I placed a grocery store order, and I did it because I did it for after work so that I could move on the weekend and not have to deal with it. There's a lot going on. It's holiday season when I'm making this video. And so I ordered all of these groceries. I get home, put them all away, and discover that half of the items are missing. So I call and call and call. It rings and rings and rings at this grocery store, and no one ever answers. And one, I was exhausted and had a million other things to do. So I didn't want to get up and go back to the store. It's not that it's that far, but it's far enough that it would just take probably another hour by the time you get through dealing with all that. And the other reason why I didn't go back up there is because I had an experience at another store where they had actually put my groceries in the wrong person's car. So I didn't want to go all the way up there just to find out that my order was missing. So I just preferred to call. But it's holiday season and no one ever answered. So the next day, I tried calling again that morning, still no answer. So what I did was I found the same grocery store at a different location, and I reordered all of the things that were missing because I really wanted my items. It's holiday season. It's the only store that sells some of those items. And I knew that if I waited even longer, it was going to get crazier. And since the pandemic, there seems to always be a shortage of something that you need. So I just went ahead, replaced the items at a different grocery store that was the same grocery store, just at a different location. And I reordered all of those items, right? So this is a pain in the butt because then you have to go pick them up. I wasn't sure where this grocery store was. And pick up the items, then you got to unload them, put them all away. It's just a pain in the butt. And then the third day I called and finally someone answered, and they looked and they said, "Oh yeah, your stuff is still in the freezer." Well, the problem is I've already replaced it. I've already tried calling you. They said, "Well, it's probably better for you to come inside to get the refund, and we'll do it that way." And so I went inside and they brought the items, and I explained to them again, "I've already reordered all of these things. I don't need them. Just give me the refund." And this is just like day 3, and I'm tired of dealing with the issue. And so after it was all done, I asked the guy, "Am I going to be compensated for something here? Because this has been a lot of trouble." And he said, "The compensation is the refund." Okay, I disagree with that because I just took a lot of my time, and I mean, dealing with a situation that I don't want to deal with because no one's answering phones, and then having to come up here a third time, come into the store. All of this stuff is painstaking. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It's irritating. And I told the guy, I said, "You know what? You've handled this extremely well. You have been very kind. You've done your job. So this is nothing to you personally, but I feel like some compensation is in order. I wonder if anybody else would agree with me on this." And so he said, "Well, tell you what, my manager is in a conference call." Really? Okay. But I will tell her to call you when she has a moment. And I said, "Okay." I still haven't received a phone call. In situations like this, do you think that you should be compensated for what you've been through? I think it's good customer service. I think it's a nice touch after you've had your customer to come up 3 different times and having to go through all of this trouble. So I thought about it and I thought, I do think I deserve compensation. But then on the other hand, as an ENFJ, I feel like I understand people and I understand it's holiday season, it's extremely busy, it's overwhelming. I live on overwhelmed boulevard at work. Like it is so difficult. And so to have to stop to compensate me, that would take a lot more time. And not that they shouldn't compensate me because I think it looks good, especially if you want good feedback. But at the same time, I started thinking, you know what? Sometimes we have to make sacrifices for other people. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices for strangers. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices because it's the quote unquote right thing to do, or it's important to sometimes be the bigger person. So everything doesn't have to be compensation. Sometimes it's we have to make extra efforts because things just don't always go right. Things are complicated, things are hectic, things are busy. The pandemic has definitely done a number on us. There's a shortage of staff everywhere. There's retraining that's having to be happening. Somebody just told me that they're so tired of getting a certain cookie that's on backwards with a cream filling in the middle because there's no quality control like there used to be. There's just not time, there's not the staff, there's not the polish, there's typos everywhere. I mean, you can tell that everybody with inflation, there's just a lot of stress going on. So rather than push the issue of me being compensated, I think sometimes understanding, patience, giving somebody a pass, even though it was a pain in the butt, I think as human beings, as humanitarians, sometimes that is the best thing to do. I'm going to let it go. Not that I don't think I could make a great case, but it's just, I know how it feels to be overwhelmed, and I know they didn't leave the groceries out on purpose. So I'm just going to give the pass, move on, wish them well, be forgiving, and just move on to other things. But how would you handle this situation if you were in my shoes? And do you think you can let things go sometimes? Even when it comes to a huge company, people are involved. Human beings are involved. Fallible human beings who make mistakes and who are just trying to keep up. So just curious, what would you do in this situation? And if you would like more ENFJ videos, please tell me what topics you would like me to do, and I'll be happy to do it. Please like the video. That's all. I mean, that feels so good. That could be a great compensation. Just joking. But no, if you find it in your heart to give me a thumbs up, then that would make me really happy because it helps the algorithms. That's no secret. And I hope you guys are plowing through whatever your stressful events are. And definitely check out my book, Flip the Script on Love, if you need some help in the romance department, because I think we can all look at romance from different lenses. And if I can be of help in some way, I'm happy to do it. So I'll put the link in the description box, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.